Introduction to the New Testament. Introduction to Matthew. Matthew was once a hated tax collector, but then he met the Son of God. And when Jesus said, "Follow me," Matthew did, changing his life forever. Matthew became one of Jesus' 12 closest disciples and friends, traveling with Jesus and the other disciples. Matthew saw many of his miracles with his own eyes. His writings give an eyewitness account of Jesus' life and teachings. Matthew himself wrote the book of Matthew, and it is the first book of the New Testament. It has been 400 years since God spoke through the prophet Malachi of the Old Testament. Matthew breaks that silence to tell the story of how God's greatest promise has come true, how Jesus, the Son of God, really did come to save his people. Who? Matthew was one of the 12 disciples of Jesus who wrote this book. His name means gift of God, and he is also called Levi in some instances. When? The book of Matthew was written sometime between the mid-50s to early 60s AD. This would have been only 20 years or so after Jesus died and then rose to life again. Why? The book of Matthew was written to tell the Jewish people about Jesus from his birth and ministry all the way to his death and resurrection. Redemption thread. Matthew quotes some 60 prophecies of the Old Testament and shows how Jesus fits each of them exactly, proving that Jesus really is the promised Messiah and Savior. Stories from Matthew. The genealogy of Jesus Christ. Matthew 1, 1 through 17. The nativity of the Messiah. Matthew 1, 18 through 25. Wise men seek the King. Matthew 2, 1 through 12. The baptism of Jesus. Matthew 3, 13 through 17. Temptation of Jesus. Matthew 4, 1 through 11. The Sermon on the Mount. Matthew 5 through 7. The model prayer. Matthew 6, 9 through 15. The Transfiguration. Matthew 17, 1 through 13. The triumphal entry. Matthew 21, 1 through 10. The parable of the talents. Matthew 25, 14 through 30. The death of Jesus. Matthew 27, 45 through 56. The Great Commission. Matthew 28, 16 through 20.